So good afternoon to all. This is Dr. Hafiz Basha. I am from Usmania Technology Business Incubator, and I welcome you all for this webinar on skill development and startupreneurship. So this is a first event being organized jointly with Human Capital Development Center, that is HCDC of Usmania University. So it's a joint initiative between skill development organization and organization that is responsible for entrepreneurship and startups. So this is a unique blend, and we would like to thank Dr. Sadiq from ULEX for accepting our invitation to deliver the first talk today. So welcome, sir. So I would like to request Dr. Sadiq, CEO of ULEX, to please take over and deliver the session.
Thank you, Dr. Hafiz Basha. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sadiq Seth, CEO and founder of ULEX Learning Solutions. Indeed, it is my pleasure to get invited in this event and speak at this event. My special thanks to Dr. Zaharullah, Dr. Hafiz Basha, Mr. Rohan, and all the team members at OTBI, and also the team HCDC. Indeed, it is my pleasure to present my ideas and the thoughts, and also the solution that we have developed exclusively for higher education and helping the students in education, skill development and careers. Thank you very much, and let me not waste much of the time. Let me start with my presentation. It is good to have an opportunity to present this event or do a presentation on skill development and startupreneurship in collaboration with OTBI and HCDC. As we are also thankful to OTBI for getting us incubated and providing a co-work space at OTBI. So we are ULEX Learning Solution. ULEX is an education technology company and an edtech startup. We have been working with hundreds of colleges and universities across India with the very focused objective of connecting academia and industry. And we help bridge the skill gap between academia and industry by providing our solution. So let me give a brief about our solution, how our solution works, and how it helps higher education students, teachers, and also higher education institution as a whole in staying ahead of education transformation challenges. So to give a brief about it, we ULEX aim to connect academia and industry to ensure that every student has an opportunity to succeed, whether the student is studying in a premium college or whether the student is studying in a college that is in the rural part. So irrespective of the student's location, college, we try to provide a common level playing field for all the students to connect not only within the institution but also across institution. So one of the primary objectives of introducing or founding ULEX is the challenges that we have come across personally. For instance, I started my career with Microsoft, and then I worked with Zoho in the initial period of my career. After working with Zoho, I have been an education technology consultant for various colleges and universities outside India. I used to work with Cambridge University Press, Pearson, Obekan Education in Saudi Arabia, Hong Kong Education City, and also many ministries of education like Ministry of Education Malaysia, Ministry of Education Bahrain, and all. So while we have been working with many higher education institutions outside India, we found that in India there are many students who are coming out of the colleges. There are approximately 8.5 million students. That is about 85 lakh UG and PG students pass out every year. So most of the students who are coming out of the colleges, they are not able to find appropriate job. They are not able to get the job in the industry what they are looking for. There has been a big problem of unemployment and underemployment, because we could have seen recently that many students who would have done engineering or MBA, they end up becoming Ola drivers or Swiggy delivery boys. This has been a very challenging situation to see such kind of underemployment. So to address this challenge, we started analyzing the root cause. We interacted with many students and we interacted with many recruiters in the industry, and we were surprised to see that many companies are looking for candidates, but unfortunately they are not able to get the candidates with appropriate skills. And there is a huge demand for a skilled candidate, as you could see that 75% of the HR professionals believe that there is a huge skill gap because the students who are coming out of the colleges, they don't have appropriate skills required by the industry. At the same time, the students who are coming out of the colleges, they come up with a big aspiration. They think that they will get a very good opportunity in MNC, but unfortunately they couldn't find the job that they are looking for. So the reason being is skill gap. There is a skill gap we find, and we were thinking of how to address this particular skill gap. So that's when we came out with the idea of ULEX. ULEX being a solution which could connect the academia with the industry, because we understand that the industry is changing very fast. The jobs and the skills that are required by the industry 1 year back, those skills are not required at the moment, or many of the skills were outdated. So the academia need to be updated, or the students who are studying in the colleges, they need to be updated with the latest trends, what's happening in the industry, what kind of skills required in the industry. If this particular information or updates are constantly given to the students, then the students would be in a position to update themselves or equip themselves with the skills required by the industry. So that's the reason we created ULEX. And if you see ULEX is a first of its kind academia industry connect platform. It is a networking platform that connects not just students, but also it connects students, educators, and industry professionals. It connects academia and industry, and it provides a kind of uniquely connected experience like LinkedIn or Facebook, so that a student from one college can connect with the students of other college, and also he can connect with the industry professionals across the world. So it provides a uniquely connected experience, and while it provides a uniquely connected experience like networking platform, it also uses AI, artificial intelligence, at the back end. The artificial intelligence profiles the students. It understands what this particular student is studying, what are his skills, what are his interests, where he is located. Based on these demographics or interests or academics, the system recommends the students with appropriate resources for education, skill development, and careers. So the student need not to go and search the internet. The system itself will search and provide the appropriate resources. That's the whole idea about ULEX. So the system is very simple system. It's a only 3-step system. Any individual, whether he is a student or teacher or an industry professional, they can just sign up for free with ulex.com. Once they sign up, they can create their profile, and after creating the profile, they can start connecting with other members. Currently, ULEX has about more than 5 lakh students and teachers on our platform across India. So a member who is signing up with ulex.com, he can just create his profile and then start connecting with this 5 lakh members. These 5 lakh members are mostly are the students from different colleges, or there are expert teachers, and there are also industry professionals with whom they can network with or connect with them socially and professionally. So that's the first step. And the second step, After connecting with the members, the individuals who have signed up with ULEX, they can join any communities. These communities could be academic communities like colleges or universities, or these communities could be professional communities like Engineers Association, Medical Council of India, Pharmacy Council of India, or Civil Engineer Association, Bar Council of India, these kind of professional communities. The students, while they are studying itself, they can go and join these professional communities, or management groups, some kind of groups where they can join and get to access exclusive resources offered by that particular community. And not only that, once they join the communities for networking, the system also provides a personalized guidance, 360-degree guidance, saying that, hey guys, these are the resources you can subscribe to. Providing them the resources like ebooks, videos, skill courses, internship opportunities, job opportunities. Everything are pulled out from various marketplace, and based on the student's profile, it gives a personalized recommendation and guidance apart from giving the resources. So these are the different resources that we offer, like books, news, skill courses, jobs, internships. So let me show you how this system really looks like. Probably with a small video to start with.
Recent studies show that more than 75% of the fresh graduates coming out of the colleges lack the skill sets required by the industry. This has led to a serious problem of increasing unemployment and underemployment of youth, not just in India but in many countries worldwide. Introducing ULEX, a social learning platform for higher education. ULEX is the first of its kind EdTech platform that focuses on addressing the key problems of unemployment and underemployment of fresh graduates by connecting students with peers, expert teachers, alumni, and industry professionals, providing AI-based personalized guidance and appropriate resources for education, skills, and careers, facilitating students to join academic, professional, and social communities for industry connect. ULEX also uses various gamification concepts to encourage and motivate the users for increased engagement, sharing, and learning. Join ULEX, unleash the power of social learning.
So that was a brief intro about it. So I would also be happy to give an overview of how ULEX look like. And before we proceed with that, if anyone has any doubts or anyone wants to ask any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Or Dr. Hafiz, shall we take up the questions at the end of the session, or shall I give a time in between to raise questions?
Yeah, better we do it at the end. At the same time, if anyone feels if they are not following or if they have queries, they can ask, no issues.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Hafiz. So as I was explaining, ULEX aims to connect the students in academia and industry. It also ensures that every student has an opportunity to succeed. Not the students only who are studying in premium institutions or who are in the metro cities. Even the students who are in the rural part of India, or they come from underprivileged sections of the society, even that students should have the opportunity to succeed. That was the motive of ULEX. And to create this ULEX, we are using the technologies like leveraging the SMART technologies, particularly the social media, the concepts of social media, that is to network with the people, allowing the people to network and share and learn from each other. That social learning concept has been pulled in. Then we are using mobile access. When I say mobile access, it's about bring your own device. The students should be, or the users should be able to access this platform from anywhere, anytime, and on any device. And they should be able to access it from anywhere. It should be mobile access. And while we leveraging the social media and mobile concepts, we also use analytics. the analytics is widely taken up using AI and machine learning. We use AI and machine learning at the back end of the system. The AI and machine learning tries to understand, the machine learning tries to understand what the user is, what is his behavior, what he is looking for, what he is studying, what are his interests, where he is located. All these informations are gathered by the system, and based on these analytics, the system gives a personalized guidance to the students. Because we strongly understand today the students are digital native, and they want to spend more time with the digital media, and they want to learn. If they want to learn something, they immediately go to Google or Facebook, or even they go to YouTube and they learn from that. So we want to leverage the social media concepts with mobile technologies and analytics, and the whole system is hosted on the cloud. Because of that, it gives a scalability, like thousands of students at a time, they can connect and they can engage with each other. So that kind of scalability and performance is provided at the back end of the system. So while we help the students, particularly students with education skills and career, it also, the whole system also help the institution. What we do is, when we work with the colleges and universities, we give the colleges and universities their own branded mobile app. Because we understand today the national education policy, the new national education policy emphasizes all the colleges. As we know that there are more than 40,000 colleges in India, or colleges and university put together. So these higher education institutions are recommended by the NEP to go for NAC accreditation. They should be focusing on outcome-based education. So there are certain recommendations are coming up from NAC, AICTE, UGC. There are various regulatory and accreditation bodies are coming up with the recommendations for the institutions. And it is very difficult for the institution to stay compliant with all these recommendations. To help on these recommendations, we work closely with the colleges, and we have designed this ULEX platform in collaboration with NITTR Chandigarh, National Institute for Technical Teachers Training and Research, by taking the consulting from them and closely working with MHRD. We have designed this particular ULEX platform to ensure that any college or university implementing ULEX should be getting improved scores in NAC accreditation. Because as we know, in NAC, primarily they look for the NAC community or the NAC, or let it be AICT, they recommend institutions to manage the digital records of all the students, faculty and alumni. So the system helps managing the digital records of the students, faculty members, and it also helps institution to facilitate the students to connect with peers, expert teachers, alumni and industry professionals. And this platform also provides online courses, certification courses for skilling, upskilling and reskilling of not just students but also faculty members. It helps institution create its own private MOOCs so that they can offer online courses to the students. And it also helps students, institution to organize events like seminars, symposium, conferences or faculty development program, where these events could be within college or inter-institutional events, attracting more participants into the events. And this platform also supports students with internship and job placement, because we have partnered with more than 200 job portals. We get about 80,000 internship and job opportunities every week. So our platform takes those opportunities, maps it with the profile of the students, and our AI recommends these internship and job opportunities to the students. So this platform also helps institution to stay connected with the members, let it be students and teachers, send instant messages or make announcements so that the students get to know what is happening. As we know, today many of the institutions are using WhatsApp groups, but unfortunately WhatsApp group supports maximum of 200 members in a group. But implementing ULEX will help the teachers or the management members to send instant notification to thousands of members instantly. Not only that, these members can connect and share their experiences and clarify doubts, a kind of discussion board we provide. Ultimately, the whole system helps in creating an inclusive development of students, whether they are staying, whether they are in any premium college or a tier 1 city or wherever they are into. It creates a common level playing field. That's the whole objective of ULEX. So let me give a brief idea of how the whole ULEX platform looks like. So if you go to ulex.com, what we do is, any individual, let that be a student or teacher or industry professional, he can sign up for free. It is free. Just sign up, and I have an account. I am just signing up. The moment I signed up and logged into my account, you could see there are certain trending information. So this is there is a question on logical reasoning question. Okay, if the students or teachers who can just take up the question and they can put the comments. So there are posts on internship. So various trending topics that are being shared by other members of the ULEX, they can post. If you being a member, or say for example I am a member of this ULEX platform, I can also post anything that I like. For example, YouTube, I am just going to YouTube and I am just searching for OTBI, right? So I'm not sure, or let me say Osmania, and I like this particular video. Say I like this video, and I can just copy it and I want to share it with everyone. So the post is made. So anyone who wants to comment on this, they can comment it. So it is just like Facebook or LinkedIn. Anyone can post their ideas or clarify any questions, they can post it. Once they do this, they can also create their profile. You could see here it is just like LinkedIn profile. I have uploaded my photo and the details here, name and other stuff. I can enter my profile summary, my specialization, work experience, education, certifications that I scored or have been awarded with, contact details, personal details. So everything I can have, I can create my profile. Once I create my profile, I can also join or create communities. If I click on communities, you can see here, I have created one community called ULEX Corporate. At the same time, I have joined multiple communities. For example, I am a member of a community called Osmania Technology Business Incubator. If I click on this community, so I will be able to access the profile. I will be able to access the community here. So this is the Osmania Technology Business Incubator community, and I will be able to access the digital library. If there are about few ebooks are there on different subjects like practice law, banking or development banking, computers, advanced accountancy, business statistics. There are hundreds of books are being offered here for free in Osmania Business Incubator. So me, if I am interested in any specific book, I can just search the book and I can add that book to my books, and automatically that book will be available here in my personal library. So I can access the book, I can read the book here, and you can see here these are the topics of the book. If I want to read the book, yes, you can see here I could read the book here. So this way I will be able to access the resources offered by the appropriate communities. So whichever community I want to access, I can access the community digital library, and if there are any courses which Osmania OTBA is offering, I can access those courses. Currently there are no courses. We plan to bring in more courses and we want to collaborate. We have collaborated with Osmania University. We wanted OTBA. We want to offer some skill development courses for higher education for free of cost. Probably those courses will be available here very soon. And within this community, there is a discussion board. Recently, some discussions have happened, and the photographs that we partnered with OTBA, those discussions were there. So this way, we can have a discussion, and the community members can connect with each other. These are the members of the community, and if you see, these are the moderators and admin of the community. So this way, a community is created. While we create this community, we will also be offering the white labeled mobile app. For instance, as I mentioned, we are working with hundreds of colleges and university. You can see here the Google Play Store. We have been working with many institutions like Alagappa University, Pullaredi Degree and PG College, and Madurai Kamaraj University, NITTR. So very soon, most probably within a day or two, or within this week, we will also be launching the OTBI own mobile app, so that the students or from different colleges who are interested in entrepreneurship development or startup, they can join this community. Once they join, they will be able to access the digital library which is offered by OTBI, the courses offered by OTBI. So they can also share their ideas, innovations in the discussion board for others to view and comment on that. So that kind of engaging community we will create, not just on the web platform, but also OTBI will have its own app. So likewise, we have multiple communities. Like OTBI, we have communities on digital marketing, we have communities from Amity University, we have multiple communities created, so the students of one college can join different communities of their interest. So while we do this, as I was explaining, we use AI. The AI that is used in the platform, it uses the profile of the user. Say for example, I have created my profile. From that profile, it gives me the recommendation, like people you may like to connect. So it gives a recommendation of people whom I can connect, not only within the institution, but across institution. As I was referring, there are more than 5 lakh users are there. From these users, I can connect, the users are recommended for me to connect. The same way, it also recommends me the communities I may like to join. So if you have created your profile with the interest entrepreneurship development, or you want to start up, you want to become an entrepreneur of a startup, then automatically you will be recommended with OTBI also, a community like Osmania Technology Business Incubator, so that you can just click on that, you can provide your details and submit request. So once you submit your request to join the community, the admin, probably Dr. Zahurullah or Dr. Hafiz Basha or even Mr. Rohan, the team of OTBI, they can accept your request. They can accept your request if they find you to be complying the eligibility criteria. They can accept you to be a part of the OTBI, right? So that you can access the resources offered by that community. Not only that, it also recommends the ebooks. We have already partnered with more than 100 publishers across India, different publishers. For instance, in Hyderabad, we have partnered with SIA Publisher, Universal Books. So various books are being offered to the students based on their profile, based on their academics. And we also offer hundreds of free skill courses, certification courses based on the profile. Then the system recommends the job opportunities from different companies, recent job opportunities for the candidates, including internship opportunities and recent news, educational news. And you can also see, for example, this is the news on 1st August. So any news, recent news, that also comes into that. And the events, if there are any faculty development program or any hackathon that is happening, which is of your interest, then particular event will be promoted, including scholarships. So this is about the platform. I recommend all of you to sign up for free. It is a free platform. You can sign up, and once you sign up, you will be able to explore many people across the platform. You can connect with your peers, expert teachers, and even industry professionals across India. And I recommend you all to join Osmania Technology Business Incubator. This is a community that is aimed at providing the students, particularly students community, with the entrepreneurship skills. So I would appreciate you people to join that community and take maximum benefit out of it. So that's about it, and we look forward to connecting with more and more colleges and universities and helping them create their own branded mobile app to encourage the students to use this platform for enhancing their academic scores and also equip themselves with latest industry required skills and connect with the industry. So with this, I want to conclude this presentation, and I would be happy to hear any suggestions or any questions that you may have. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Sadiq. Any queries from the participants? If you want, you can even type in the text box. Yeah, no queries from anyone?
So I think it's very clear. So I think no one has any doubt. So not a problem. This is my contact details. If anyone has any queries or any suggestions or want to connect with me for any support, I would be happy to connect with you all. And my email address is sadiq@ulex.com, and these are my credentials like mobile number and LinkedIn page and Ulex page. Just like LinkedIn, we have every user will get their own profile page. So that's about it. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Hafiz Basha. Thank you, Dr. Zaharullah and the team OTBI and SCDC for organizing the event and providing me with the opportunity to connect with you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Sadiq. Now I request our CEO, Dr. Zaharullah sir, to take over.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Sadiq.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so let me share my presentation. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Right, and slide transaction, can you tell me?
Yeah, smooth.
Right, fine. So thank you very much, and thank you, Dr. Sadiq. So you have listened to him on Ulex platform. That's for the students, and it's an platform that would give a complete end-to-end solution for a student and also for the college and university. In fact, for students for developing their skills in different domains and also looking for opportunities. So that's what the Ulex platform will help them. So now you have heard about the skill and skilling, upskilling, and reskilling. So now this talk is on innovations, incubation, and acceleration support. So this is for the Usmania University students. So especially we call all the students of Usmania University, university colleges, and also the constituent colleges to come and meet with us, discuss with your ideas, where we can support you with complete end-to-end solutions and So this is how we can able to do that. So this is about the entrepreneurship, and moreover it is called as startuppreneurship. Let us see what is this startuppreneurship is, and what is a startup. If you look into the recent definition given by the DPIIT, which is called as Department of Promotion for Industry and Internal Trade, that startup definition is nothing but a startup should have an innovation, and a startup should come up with an innovative idea, prototype, product, or any MVP stage, and it should be a registered entity, not more than 10 years old, and it should be a partnership firm, private limited, and also LLP firm, and it should not exceed the turnover of 100 crores. So this is what the definition of a startup. So if you look into the first criteria, which is nothing but the innovation, so innovation element, that's what the startup is. So let us look into what is this innovation element first of all, and then I will go through each and every detail of the startup. So if you talk about the innovation, then innovation is nothing but a method, a idea, or a product. And if anybody asks how it differs from invention, for example, I have mentioned here the invention of printing press, and invention of electric bulb, invention of a flying machine. These three were added, these three were invented, and these are the patent applications, the one which you can see here. These are the patent applications generally taken, and so in different domain and areas, it's about the printing press, it's about the electricity, it's about the machine which is flying. So we have such kind of inventions in the history, and now what is the main indicator of an invention or innovation is. So if you ask me, then I will say indicator for invention and innovation is nothing but the IP, which is called as intellectual property or intellectual property rights. So we know that patenting of any kind of invention and innovation is required, and that's how we can able to indicate that it's an innovation or invention. So why I am saying is because any entrepreneur or innovator who comes with the innovation, he will say or she will say that it is an innovation or invention. So that doesn't suffice. So what does exactly speaks about the invention and innovation is nothing but there should be some kind of indicator, some kind of parameter that should define and say that it is an invention or innovation. So that's what the patent. If you have a patent, then one can look for the authenticity of your innovation, and they say yes, it is an invention, yes, it is an innovation. So that's what the main point. So now if you ask me what is the difference between invention and innovation, so if you look into this figure, you can see here invention of a wheel, and the same wheel can be modified into a particular application, and it is referred as innovation. Even the innovation can be patented, a process patent and product patent. We know that intellectual properties are many, and we have patents, we have copyrights, we have trademarks, we have trade secrets and geographical indications and plant breeder rights. So these are all the intellectual properties, out of which patents is the one where we look for its indication. So if you ask me what are the phases in innovation, so it has two phases. One is design phase and implementation phase. The design phase is nothing but that you come up with one design thinking, and then you start with creativity and you perform some brainstorm sessions individually or with a team, you perform some kind of discussions, and you design the innovative idea or the method. So implementation phase is the one where one would implement that particular design, what you have come up with. So now in implementation phase, so if you see individually or a group, generally we encourage people to do it in groups, and that's how one can able to come up with a good, a very potential innovation. So that's what the phases of innovation is. Types of innovations. So if you ask me what are the different types of innovations are, so for example, the product innovation, wired headphones and wireless headphones. So the new product wireless headphones can be taken as a good example for product innovation. Service innovation, you perform any kind of service, suppose say the Uber Eats, suppose Swiggy, so they're all giving some services. It's an innovation in the service innovation. Even in electronics manufacturing, services also can be taken as one example for the service innovation. And we have process innovation. So process innovation defines that from one particular chain A to B, B to C, a protocol from which you will obtain some product, and you change the process and you say A to B, B to D. So that's how I can able to get my product, and that is referred as process innovation. So process innovation directly corresponds to the process patent. So now technological innovation. So the best example I can give is nothing but the mobile VFX device. So mobile VFX is the one which we attach to our eyes, and then we can able to view the complete any kind of the application. For example, you can see a monument, or you can view any manufacturing facility, or any kind of units or industrial units. So this is what the mobile VFX device have brought in, and there are many number of applications for that. So that's what the technological innovation is. Now business model innovation. If we speak about business model innovation, then what I can say is, if you have a conventional business, for example, you are manufacturing pens, and now when you introduce any other element, another product, instead of manufacturing pens, into your cart, into your business model, where there would be an accessory, some of the devices, like we are using ink inside the pen. Now you introduce manufacturing of ink, so that will become business model of your company. Now there are certain kinds of business model innovations, wherein if you are going for any conventional business and you require some innovation element in that, wherein you have to become a startup. So here it is very much important that one should come up with innovations even in a conventional businesses. So that's the business model innovation is. Suppose now you are manufacturing one particular product, suppose say a plastic. So now the plastic have been banned, and you have to come up with a new plastic, with a new kind of product in the plastics. Now we have bioplastics. So that's what I mean to say. So now marketing innovations. If you look into marketing innovations, so in marketing innovations we can take best example that IKEA company has brought a catalog which is an augmented reality. So you have an augmented reality based catalogs online, and one can view any product and can buy the product online. So that's the marketing innovations. Architectural innovations. Architectural innovations are very are we can take a best example is microprocessor chips. So we come up with several designs of the architectural innovations, in the sense that we do design of many microprocessors and microcontrollers, and that's how the chips would be manufactured. And if you look into the market, so we have been observing, several versions, several new versions, or I can say new models of devices, electronic devices like mobile phones, computers, and many electronic appliances. These are all coming into the market because we have been observing very quick and fast architectural innovations. So now next one is social innovations. What are these social innovations? Social innovations are the one where they address level the grassroots level problems. So rural problems and grassroots level problems, semi-urban problem statements. So that's what the social innovations are. So they have a particular solution for that problems, and the social entrepreneurship is the one which is right now in great demand. If we speak about the social entrepreneurship, there are funding for social entrepreneurship, which is referred as social impact investments as well. So for this best example, what I can say is, we spray biofertilizers or fertilizers into the crops by using drone. So that's what the drones are being utilized by the farmers for spraying of the fertilizers or biofertilizers into the crop fields. So this is one best example for social innovation. Likewise, we have many examples. So why I am taking these type of innovations is because any entrepreneur, the student, or any kind of enthusiast or innovator should look into such kind of innovations and come up with a good product which will have a great demand. So any kind of product, either it can have a a specific market, or you can say in technology newness. So when we have a plot on x and y axis, where on x axis we take the technology newness, on y axis we take the market trends. So then what happens, we can able to see four types of innovations again. So here you can see the uh, uh, the technology newness on x-axis, and the y-axis you have impact on the market. So these are all the two factors which we consider and plot against. Then we will see clearly the four types of innovations. So what are these four types of innovations again? Incremental innovation, radical innovation, and we have disruptive innovation, and sustaining innovation. So these are all the four types of innovations that we see, and let us look into what are these types of four innovations are. So if we talk about incremental innovation, I will take one example: refrigerator. See, we have been using the principle of refrigerator that is based upon the Carnot cycle and the refrigeration process, where we use condensers and so on. We have been using refrigerator systems, which includes the freons and all. So we have a basic model. Now if you add any kind of application to that, and you come up with one refrigerator product, then it is referred as the incremental innovation. So incremental innovations will exist in the market for a small time, so it is very low. We have mentioned here very low. So further, radical innovation. Now if we speak about the radical innovation, we use technologies like robotics, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, energy storage, and genome sequencing. If any innovator comes with such kind of innovation, then it is referred as radical innovation. And so if we have if any of the innovator is using robotics in refrigerator system, for example, in the same refrigerator you use robotics, so then it will become a radical innovation. So if you use artificial intelligence, that will become radical innovation. So in nowadays, we have been using voice commands in refrigerators, where you command like Alexa, what is there in my refrigerator, and we have been using viewing the contents present, items present inside the refrigerator through your IoT, Internet of Things, and you can monitor them, the temperature, and also internal environment. So that's how the technology, then it will become radical innovation. Similarly, we have disruptive innovation. One best example for disruptive innovation I take is the Tesla car. So if Tesla car is considered as an innovation, in the sense like it's quite different technology from the IC engines. We have been using IC engines for a long time, for a century and more. So we have the petrol diesel run cars and vehicles. So now we have a complete different system, which is electric vehicle, EV vehicles. Tesla car that has a large space on the front end where there are no IC engine. On the back end you will find a simple arrangement of the inverter and also a battery, and that system will run the car, the axle of the car, and that's how it has a power from the battery, and it has about 200 different types of sensors. It works on artificial intelligence. So that's what the Tesla car is, and so that's a disruptive innovation, and there would be a high market impact on the market for such kind of innovation. High, so you can mention high is here for the disruptive. So what my point is that any innovator, any student who are looking for innovation, you should look for such kind of disruptive innovations. And if we talk about sustaining innovations, then sustaining innovation are the products which are being having a continuous market for them. Like there will be an high demand, and it will exist in the market for a long time. The product will exist in the market for a long time. So what is that innovation? It's a sustaining innovation. For example, iPhone, any kind of version that would come into the market of iPhone, into the market, then iPhone will have a particular the customer segment, and they will buy that product continuously. So that's what the sustaining innovation. So here, what is my urge? My urge is that you have to always look for sustaining innovation. So you have to take up this sustaining innovation in such a way that your product will remain in the market forever. So that's how you have to look for your product development, for your innovative product or this service. So these are all the different types of innovation. So before moving ahead, I would like to ask you, is that okay? Am I audible and slides are being visible? Can anybody tell?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So where we are in? We are in Industry 4.0. So we have seen that the first industrial revolution worked upon steam, where we have seen water and water-based and steam-based mechanics. And in second industrial revolution, we have seen the advent of electricity, and electricity has brought many industries. There is mass production of many products, and many services have been came into picture. When we speak about the third industrial revolution, it is on computing. So we have seen the electronics and information communication technologies, ICT, where automation was there in the production, and computers have changed the whole world, and still they have been continuing. Now Industry 4.0, which is nothing but the cognification, it is the fusion of the technologies, where we have physical, digital and biological, all three types of the forms are clubbed together or fused together to give us the complete a perfect solution, I can say, where we have different technologies where one can adapt and applicate and make build great products in this industry 4.0. If we look into the physical, digital and biological, then what they are generally, these are nothing but in physical we have being we can observe, different forms, like different technologies, like the drone technologies and flying aircrafts and flying cars, I can say nowadays, and they are going to come soon. And we have 3D printing, we have advanced robotics, and we have several such kind of technologies, which includes new materials, like the nanomaterials, and such kind of very advanced technologies that comes into the physical or tangible world. Now if you talk about the digital, then internet of things, blockchain technology, and such kind of the technologies we use, and so that it generally bridges the gap between physical and digital. So that's what the digital. Now biological, we are already into this era where we have been using rDNA technologies or genetic engineering, and now recently in the coronavirus vaccine we have used the rDNA technology, and we have built the vaccine, we have manufactured the vaccine in a very short time, where generally it will take 10 to 15 years for the development of drugs, vaccines and such kind of any kind of the pharma products, biopharma products. Now what are the use of this industrial revolution, and what is the impact of this industrial revolution? It directly implies to the economy of the country, to the businesses and to the countries at the national level, and it will develop the society, it will develop the individual. So now if I talk about the innovator or the entrepreneur, so generally we have people who has to look for innovations that would help all these five directly. So that's what the main objective of an innovator or the entrepreneur. They contribute great for their nation, for their self development and all. So let us take some of the different fields in which one can look for innovations. If I take the example of manufacturing sector, like suppose say a manufacturing of one product involves raw material into packaging. If you ask me, do we have innovations in the raw material and up to packaging, means yes, you can also make such kind of innovations. For example, you can do a very good formulation of the raw materials, and then you can supply it to any company, and you will become a good innovator and a raw material supplier. So that's what you look for, any kind of the product that will become the raw material for any other product, and that's how the innovation is, and there would be a great demand for your product. So that is referred as raw material innovation. And if you talk about the process innovation, I have already covered about process innovation. It is directly nothing but a process where one can look for the innovation. Now machineries, we have seen many machines that are manufacturing many products. Now if you ask me, do we have, still there is a gap? Yes, I will say there is always gap for requirement of any machines. There are many products which requires some machines to be manufactured for the product development. So what I mean to say is, we have to manufacture the machines. We have to become a company which manufactures a particular machine for a particular product. We have a large gap in developing products. So most of the products we are getting it from other countries like China, South Korea. We have to stop that. When we will stop? When we have the manufacturing units, a unit which manufactures the machines, and those machines would be useful for manufacturing of any other product. So we are lagging that, and there are still large gaps, and we require it in great demand. So this is what is called as missionaries innovations. Now production, technology, engineering also correspond to the new technologies, new productions new engineering methods employed for the development of any product. It can be a food product, it can be a biopharma product, it can be an agricultural product, it can be a machine. So these are all different technologies, different sectors where it requires a lot of innovations and gaps are still existence. So transport and supply chain, if you ask me, do we have still any kind of innovations that are required in transport and supply chain? Yes, it is always there, and we require a number of innovations in transport sector and also in supply chain sector. So already you might have seen certain types of online booking of transport vehicles. That's the best example. Likewise, you can come up with a number of innovative business models. Supply chain management, so we have many applications. You have IT management applications, information technology utilization. We have SaaS models and also different types of platforms which are required in supply chain management. Even distribution channel network and also the transport and packaging, three are interconnected. If you ask me, do we require any kind of innovation in packaging? Yes, we require innovation in packaging also. Why? Because we are using different materials for packaging. Suppose for increasing the shelf life of any product in food sector, we are using packaging methods. So we use general packaging methods which will increase the shelf life to only some months, few months I can say. If you use any vacuum packaging method, then it will goes up to 1 year. If we use any other technology, like we have nowadays processed foods which will be packed through vacuum packaging or a general packaging. Suppose the processed foods are performed with high pressure processing, HPP, then definitely the shelf life would come to 2 years. So that's what the packaging, we have a number of methods. So this is all about the innovations in the manufacturing sector. So if you ask me about the innovations in electronics and IT sector, yes, we do have many different technologies that would require the intervention of innovators like you. So students should intervene and work on those different sector, different the technologies. I have mentioned here some of the technologies. You can see here Bluetooth mesh technology. So Bluetooth mesh technology is nothing but we use the Bluetooth for the for any kind of application. For example, you can drive the database and connect it with any kind of application, end application. So Bluetooth mesh technology have been used where we use a mobile phone, a network, and then a particular process. BLE is nothing but the Bluetooth low energy. So what does the Bluetooth low energy is? It is nothing but a wireless personal area network technology. So wireless personal area network technology is Bluetooth low energy, BLE. It is a new technology which is being implemented nowadays. So embedded systems, we know embedded system which is being utilized in many ATMs and also in washing machines and other appliances. Renewable technologies, so we have solar technologies. Nowadays we are using plasma type very thin PVC cells and edge computing. So we have seen cloud computing, and now the next one is nothing but the edge computing, where we use certain servers here, and we come up with an edge computing method which will simplify the edge deployment. Generally it does in IT edge infrastructure. So that's what the edge computing is. And PCB designs, we know very well about the PCB designs for a long time, and the PCBs, we design them for particular application, and then that is how the electronic appliances or any kind of electronic devices may run for. So one more the main edge computing method generally used is for the distributed computing paradigms. So generally we use edge computing for that. So that's what. So these are the different technologies. Now, if you ask me about RFID and NFCs, they are nothing but the radio frequency identification and near field communication. So RFID and NFCs are being utilized in the cards, for example, debit cards, and also you have credit cards. So you wave it, and the payment would be done. So that's how the RFID and NFCs are being used. We have biometric fingerprint technologies, where the fingerprint identification. Now even we have the iris identification of the eyes, and we have facial recognition. So these are all very much popular nowadays after the COVID. So these are some of the technologies where one has to work and develop the product. Then only there is a great demand for such kind of products nowadays, because we are in industry 4.0. So that's why I'm taking these kind of examples. If we talk about some of other technologies in electronics, we have digital signal processing, we have digital image processing, we have VLSI, microprocessors, radar system, satellite and optical communications, wireless communications, computer networks, artificial neural networks. So we have cellular mobile communications, microwave engineering, television engineering, biomedical instrumentation. So these are the some of the areas where which require intervention for the innovations, and there is a large scope for those areas to have innovations. For example, I will take digital image processing. In digital image processing, we take the images and then we analyze them through MATLAB software and perform Python programming, and you can attach it to artificial intelligence and machine learning methods, and that's how we can able to analyze any kind of images. So that's what the digital image processing is. So that's one example. We can see here Bluetooth mesh technology for industrial IoT, where I have mentioned the cloud servers which are attached to the wireless network and to a proxy mobile phones, and then networks will be connected to the Bluetooth, and you can monitor any kind of parameter like temperature, carbon dioxide, etc. So this is how sensors and actuators can be monitored by using this Bluetooth mesh industrial IoT for industrial IoT. So embedded systems, I have given one best example where we are using MySQL, which is nothing but structured query language database attached to a software analysis, and through a gateway concentrator we monitor the water consumption through the sensors. So that's how particular application, like if you want to calculate the water consumption in the tanks, then definitely this is the best solution. This is how we can do. Now nanoelectronics and bioelectronics are the one. For example, if you wanted to analyze any sample, the sample has to be taken, and for the detection of any kind of virus or pathogen, where we take one substrate element, and this substrate will be attached with some chemical moieties, and that's how the chemical moieties will be attached with the sample solution to detect whether it is positive or negative for the presence or absence of the pathogen. Now in the similar way, we have biosensors, where the analyte or the sample is poured onto a substrate which will get detected by a transducer and goes to the amplifier and then to the processor and detects through the computer or the display in digital mode. So these are all the things. Now if you talk about the solar technology, as I told you, we have very thin panels, PVCs, which are nothing but the photovoltaic cells, and the photovoltaic cells general principle is nothing but the PN junction diode, where we have flow of protons, flow of the electrons and protons, so electrons and holes, that gives us the flow of the electricity. So this is generally the same principle of an PN junction diode which are used in the electronics, and that's how we generate the electricity in the photovoltaic cells. So nowadays, very important. So I urge all the students to compulsorily look into this slide. We are using artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, NLP is in very great use nowadays, because this is how you can perform content extraction, you can classify the content, you can perform the content into machine translation and text generation and all. So this is in wide application nowadays, and through NLP we are as we can see number of apps nowadays. So that's another one is vision. Through vision also, image recognition and machine vision. So just now I have covered about the biofingerprinting technologies, which also adapts the same one. And if you attach artificial intelligence, then that will become another big application, a very great application for your innovation. So now we have different technologies: 3D printers, gaming, AR, VR, robotics, IoT. Already have given you briefing on these technologies. So if you talk about blockchain technology, you can see here a blockchain technology application I have given, where we identify the certificate. Now suppose say you are a student, you got a degree, you went to a interview, and the HR have asked you about your certificate. If he say that it is a duplicate certificate, you can object that. You can say that it's a real authenticated certificate through blockchain technology, where for your certificate we generate a hash code that is attached to certain public keys, and they are nothing but the programming some threads that will go attaches to these stacks, which are blocks. So they are the servers again through a particular programming, and they are all piled together. They are referred as blockchains, and there would be an certain code for you, hash code, and that's how we can detect. And there will be no any tampered form of your certificate for this particular application. That's how blockchain technology ensures the authentication of any certificate. This is one particular example I am giving you, but there are many applications of blockchain technology which will give you very irreversible applications, irreversible authenticity for any kind of product. So if you look into the drone technology, we have I'm just showing you some of the basic components of drones, because nowadays drones are in great demand. In the next in the next coming days, coming years, we see only drones flying in and around you, because the DGCA has given many approvals, and then many resolutions, many laws have been enforced for regulation also. So that's how we can see that drones are coming into future. And so drones will have a very simple, and one can assemble that by using control board, by microprocessor chip, a power distribution board again, and a receiver, an antenna, some propellers, motors, controllers, battery and connectors. These are some of the basic components that are required for manufacturing of a drone. So now I have given here one smart shopping cart example, where NFC reader and RFID antenna are present, and you just keep your items here with a barcode that scans by the NFC and RFID both, and you need not pay by going into the billing section. Directly from the shopping mall you can go into the vehicle, and that will be paid through again gateway channel. So this is one best example for RFID and NFC technology. So this is just one application I am showing you. If you talk about the food sector, so let me give you some insights into the food sector. So before moving that, I hope that you people have been following me, and I am audible, and also my slides are getting transacted, right? Can anybody say yes or no? Hello.
Yes, we
Right.
can.
Thank you. So
Yes.
in food sector, we have certain food products where one can look into starting up. So we can take n number of examples, but I will take one best example, which is nothing but soya bean, because soya beans are very healthy, and soya beans have a number of products. There are about 40 plus products you can obtain from soya beans. Whole beans, from which you get the 8 different types of products like tofu, tempeh, and these are all fermented products. If you talk about soya beans, where you perform grinding, you will get some 4 different flours and bars. You can manufacture protein bars as well. If you talk about certain method which is called as cleaning and dehulling, you can again obtain about with 5 to 7 types of different products, including the oil from the seeds. And if you talk about another method by called solvent extraction, you can again see different types of products, nearly 5 to 7 different types of products, starting from a protein isolate to the different analogs, dairy and frozen desserts also. So these are the different types of products in soy alone, and we have a very good number of entrepreneurs in soy products, and the market demand is very high worldwide. So that's why I'm giving you this particular example. Otherwise I might have given you the examples of baking and biscuit manufacturing, and also fast consumer moving goods FMCG products in food sector, and also several products are there. So soy, one particular project where you require 5,000 square feet with an investment of 70 lakhs and a working capital of 30 lakhs, you can able to manufacture soy milk and tofu. So these are the reactors which we use for pasteurization. These are the reactors. You can see here it is coming up with a certain 500 liter capacity, and you can manufacture the soy milk and tofu. You can process the soy milk and you can manufacture the tofu. So that's what my point is, because you cannot manufacture milk, so of course like you can process to get the milk from soy. So that is one project. If we talk about soy nuts, then you require a space of 5,000 square feet, and with an investment of 70 lakhs and 30 lakhs working capital. And you can see here the instrument machinery which is used is referred as the rooster. This rooster will perform the roasting of the nuts, and it is generally comes in 500 kg up to 1 ton capacity. Next we have another project where you can able to perform the blending of the proteins. So nowadays we have been using protein supplements in large quantities. They are in great demand because people are taking proteins. Wellness and also health conscious, and sports people, general people, diabetic people, you name it, people have been using protein supplements nowadays in large quantities. It's very easy to get into this entrepreneurship or startupreneurship. You require certain formulation of the protein, your own innovative formulation. You can patent that, and then you can come up with this project that requires a minimum 2,500 square feet with about 70 lakhs of investment and working capital together. You can see here this is a blender. This instrument is called blender, and even it comes with a 50 kg capacity starting and goes up to 500 kg capacity. One can use this kind of blender or mixer. It's also called as blender and mixer. There will be an impellers inside. So this is the machinery which we use for this project. So there is another machinery which is called as extrusion machine. Generally you might have seen the noodles preparation will be done by through extrusion machine, and the technology is called extrusion. So extruded products are nothing but the one which will be in ring form, in circular form. So that's what such kind of products you can do with an 80 lakhs of investment and working capital of 30 lakhs with an 7,500 square feet of space area, and this kind of instrument should be installed. So that these are the products that you can get for snacks and instant foods. So these are some of the products in food sector. Let me go into the areas of innovations in life sciences. So we have different life sciences sector, like you have industrial biotechnology, genetic engineering, fermentation technology, medical biotechnology, bioinformatics, pharmacology, pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical analysis, pharmacognosy, herbal biotechnology, and biopharmaceutical technology. What are the products that we obtain through this? We get antibiotics, organic acids, amino acids, high fructose corn syrups, monoclonal antibodies, carotenoids, alkaloids, saponins, and we have vitamins, single cell protein SCP. So these are all the different products where one can able to work out in life sciences sector. That includes all the life sciences, and there is a large scope for any kind of student, any student in life sciences to come up with such kind of technologies, such kind of products, and look for some innovations. So let me skip this part, and I will directly go into the next part. So it is nothing but the COVID has brought us certain areas of innovations where the personal protective equipment PPE, this is in great demand. Critical care equipment like ventilator and oxygenator are in great demand. Testing kits for RT-PCR, they are in great demand. Large area sanitization which has the sterilizers, they are in great demand. IT solutions like geofencing for physical distancing, surgical products, packaging technologies in medical sector, tablets, capsules, parenteral products, which are nothing but the injections. So these are all in great demand. We have seen that many of the entrepreneurs who have the revenue generation of 2 crores have immediately surged their generation into 200 crores in the recent times of within one or 2 years because of the COVID in these areas. So this market will continue for the next 5 years. That's what the report says. So these are the technologies which will help in the COVID times, and these are all the best examples. For RT-PCR, I would like to mention that primers and probes are the one required to manufacture and design, so that you can supply it to the companies to perform RT-PCR. Nowadays, still we are using RT-PCR, so that's a boom for us. RT-PCR, where PCR was invented by Carey Mullis in the year 1983, and subsequently he got Nobel Prize for that. So now it has saved the whole world, where we are performing the diagnostic test using PCR, and the variant is RT-PCR. So now you have seen all these types of innovations. Now fine, perfect, you can ask me, sir, why you are saying all those innovations? Innovations are there in all sectors. I have discussed about innovations in electronic sector, IT sector, in social sector, in life sciences sector, in food sector. Now what are those innovations required, and why you have to commercialize that, and where who will help you to commercialize that? So to commercialize these innovations into products or services, you require platforms which are called business incubation centers. Business incubation centers are the right places. So a business incubation center is an entity platform that support any kind of innovator to become a startup company. And accelerator is also an incubator which has a quick and fast access for certain things like the finance and marketing of the startup company. So that's what the startup company would be supported and nurtured in the business incubation center. So we have number of countries in the world that has incubation centers now, and the best incubation centers in the world are Y Combinator, 500 startups, and Seed Camp are some of the examples. So in India we have about 1,000 incubators right now. So we have different types of incubators: LBI, Livelihood Business Incubator, we have Technology Business Incubator, we have Atal Incubation Centers. So we have about now presently more than 10,000 startups are there in India, and unicorn startups are the one which has crossed $1 billion US of the worth valuation for the company, which is equivalent to 7,000 crores in Indian rupees. And so that's 700 crores in Indian rupees. And some of the best examples of unicorns are Delivery, Freshworks, Policy Bazaar, and High Radius, where in India has about 100 unicorns as on date. And so when we talk about the stages of innovation or stages of incubation, then we have, anybody have any question? Hello.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, sir. It is 7,400 crores, sir. You said 700 crores.
Right, fine. That's a correction. Correct. So first I told 7,000 and again 700. So right. So $1 billion US is equivalent to 7,400 crores. Fine. So now if you look into the stages of incubation, we have pre-incubation stage, we have business model validation stage, we have innovation development stage, we have go-to-market stage, and we have financial modeling stage as well. So these are all the stages where we support the startups to come into and then to develop their traction and then reach a quick and fast stage and then go into the next stages of their development. So that's what the incubation center does. If you have an ideation or prototype, we support you to become a startup company. Later you can expand yourself, and then the maturity and graduation level would be reached. So I have mentioned here what is the startup definition by DPIT. So when I started my presentation, I have mentioned you about DPIT definition of a startup that should have innovation, that should have a product limited, partnership, and LLB, that should not have an the turnover above 100 crores, and should be 10 years old registered, as I informed. Yeah, unicorns are the one that should have valuation of US 1 billion US dollars, 7,400 crore rupees at equivalent to our Indian rupees. So now, if we talk about the definition of MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises, so this is what the manufacturing and services sector comes with investment and turnover of 1 to 5 crores, small comes with investment and turnover of 10 to 50 crores, medium comes with 20 to 100 crores of turnover, less than. So that's what the definition says. So when you have innovation, you have innovated in your R&D centers, academic institutes, industries, then definitely we are the right place, which are incubation centers that would support you for your ideation, proof of concept, prototype, where the prototype comes into prototype readiness level and technology readiness level, and then minimum viable product stage. We support the startup to go to market strategy, and then we will see your growth. So what is the role of the startups? The role of the startups is nothing but generation of employment, and subsequently we will improve the economy. So that's what the main intention of a this startup is. So that's what, not only you look for, you always look for an employment, but you should become an employer, you should become a company to support other people, and business incubation centers are the right place for you. So that's what we look for, and this is the role of the startups. So this is the end of my first presentation, and further I would like to give just for 10 minutes I will end up, and then we'll go for question answer sessions. I have another presentation to show you, and let me share that. So this is about the Usmania Technology Business Incubator. So is it visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So let me take 10 minutes and then I will end up the session, and so that we go for any question and answers. So we have Technology Business Incubator, Usmania TBI, and we have our host institute Usmania University, which is the oldest university, and you students of Usmania University, we know well about our university, the quality standard we brought in for the last 100 years, and we have about 12 faculties, and number of students, thousands of students are there, and our incubator was registered in 2019, and it is managed by our vice chancellor as the managing director, and so these are our board of directors. All board of directors, we have our in-charge director, and we have the complete team, and this is our organogram, and so we have 8 center of excellence, like Center of Biodiversity, Conservation Studies, Microbial Fermentation Technology, Cyber Security, Cyber Law, Design and Development, Additive Manufacturing, Artificial Intelligence, Digital Education Technology. So 8 center of excellences are there, and what are the services that we provide? So all the services of an incubation center, like R&D facilitation we do, mentoring support to the startup companies, facilitation of funding, like we have grants, schemes, bank loans, venture capitalists, angel networks, market and business connects, business advisories, we do networking support, we give you infrastructure like co-working space. So we run pre-incubation program, incubation program, and acceleration program for the startups. If you talk about the pre-incubation program, we give you access to mentorship, funding, and also we give you a best access to certain programs. So any citizen of India, any student right now eligible, you can come up with your innovation, discuss with us, and then we take it from here into the pre-incubation program, and we support you. So whatever the stage you are in, whether it may be idea stage, product stage, MVP stage, POC or prototype stage, we are here to support you in. And after pre-incubation, we have incubation program, and we have our office space as an infrastructure. We give you as a co-working space. We have 8-seater, 7-seater arrangements. We have seminar halls. We have cubicles, cabins, discussion rooms. We have mentors. Like we bring, suppose if you require any product development for your prototype, then definitely we'll bring you some technology mentors, and we will help you out in development of your product. Suppose you require a business for your startup, we bring the business mentors. So likewise, we have different types of mentors, and marketing mentors, star mentors, the sector specific mentors. Like in food sector, if you want, if your product is in food sector, we will bring you the sector specific mentors. So we have even the IPR and technology transfer facilitation. We have curated 22 IPR mentors. We have done online and offline programs, and then we have done networking connections with the IPR experts. We pooled all the IPR experts recently, and they are readily available for us for any guidance in terms of patenting, patent filing, etc. We have two types of startups or incubators, like co-work incubators and incubation program startups, where we give access to co-work space, where we give all the facilities like internet and all, and any company can utilize this. So any citizen of India can come and take the co-work space at our incubation center at our Usmania TVI. So incubation program startups are the one which has an innovation, and they will incubate with us. We travel with them. We give access to funding. We give access to the co-working space. We give access to programs, and that's how we support them completely in hand to hand. So that's what the incubation program startups. So when we talk about acceleration and funding support, right now we facilitate the funding support to the startups, wherein we have a network of all the the support, acceleration and funding agencies and incubation centers moreover, and we give access and facilitation to these startups. So that's how we are giving. So these are all co-working partners, where we have today's Kalam Foundation, Nexus Info. So they are into EduTech and NGO, Binford into drone technologies, Excellytics into data analytics, New Inventronics into biomedical equipment, Talent Quills is into the placement assistance. ULES, we just heard about ULES, Dr. Sadiq now right now, and these are some of the one which we have. So we are calling the students of Usmania University to come and discuss with us. You come and discuss with us about your idea, your POC or proof of concept, or you can say the prototype and product. So this is the open call throughout the year, and any student can come and also discuss to us. You just come to our office directly. Our team is there. Our incubation manager, community manager will respond to you immediately. We will hear about your idea, then we will support you further what to do and all. So that's how it would goes. And you need not worry about your classes and all, that will continue. So this will be done in a very flexible manner, and the support would be given from first year student and up to the next final year student, and that's how it continues. So we have gone to certain departments, and we have seen the innovations of different departments in Usmania University. So these are all the departments where we have visited and we came across. And so we have been conducting tech talks. You can also be part of these tech talks, where we bring the best speakers in technology, business, marketing, and we give access where they speak directly to you, address to you, and we record the sessions. So these are all the open sessions for anybody, and they can attend online. So these are all on YouTube live also. So we have been doing ESCC course, like entrepreneurship skill certification course, where 1 week course. Recently we have conducted this course with different experts from industry, from government, from startup community, incubation centers, financial, venture capitalists, you name it. So we have a different plethora of the experts who will deliver the talk for this entrepreneurship skill certification course. It is free of cost, and this is open for students, faculty, entrepreneurs, startups, or innovators as well. So we have been doing some impact lecture series. We bring people from incubation centers, IPR, from startups, success stories, case studies. These are all would be done. So we have been doing some networking connections, where SBI networking meet. We have venture capitalist meet, angel network meet. So we have been doing networking connects to our startups, marketing connected to our startups, and we do set up incubation centers in our affiliated colleges, and MOAs we have signed with many colleges, and industries are in pipeline. So we go for conferences, workshops in Usmania University. and other colleges, and we deliver talks over there. We look into the innovations of the students, faculty. So what we are looking for? We are looking for ideation stage startups, ideations or any kind of stage of startup, and we offer you pre-incubation, incubation support, acceleration support. We conduct hackathons, boot camps, ideathons, and we are open for internship or opportunities for the students as well, where one can come and directly work within the incubation center, and we can able to train you for an incubation center operations mechanism, and we will give you certain portfolio. So that's how we support. We give you the training as well. So we are open for innovation fellow and young professionals as well, where any possible students, freshers can come and join with us. Even 2 year experienced people can come and join with us. So we do boot camps. We give access to R&D and innovation labs. So this is what we do, and these are our all partners that we have. And so we have the space. We are looking for co-working space. Any person, any citizen of India can come and take up the space, rent it, so at a very nominal cost, and we are open for that. And we have number of seats right now available. So we have even dedicated 8-seater and 7-seater available with us. So this is about the incubator. So you can write to me at ceo.tb@usmania.ac.in, and I am available for you. Right. So this is end of the presentations. If I have any questions, I am ready to take up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any queries from the participants? You can also type in the text box if you have any questions, any queries.
No questions, sir. It is very good information, sir. Excellent information. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. May I know who's this?
GDC Sitapal Madam, sir, from Saroja, sir. Thomas.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, good. That's great. Yeah, anybody else? Right, fine. I think we don't have any question.
I think we can close the session if there are no queries. You guys can also reach out to us even at later stage. So we will leave our contact details here. So let me thank our CEO Dr. Zarullah sir for his time. We also thank Dr. Sadiq, CEO of ULEX, for his presentation. So with this, we have come to an end of this today's session, and we look forward to have more such sessions in collaboration with HCDC, that is Human Capital Development Center. So I would like to thank all the participants who were able to make it today, and those who missed it can watch it on YouTube. We are making the video available there. So with this, thank you all and all the best.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you all. Right.
Thank you everyone. Thank you all. Take care.